Hello, welcome to my messy fingers. This is Charlie. We are continuing to work on this cute, sweet little album by Ciao Bella. It is Farmhouse Garden, and we're working on the next page, which happens to be page number 2. So this is what I have set up. We're going to have a flap on the front with a magnet closure. Now these two pieces are one piece out of the 8x8 collection. Just simply cut them down this line, and I'll give you these measurements so you'll know what to do here in just a moment. And then we've got an inside flap with a sunflower and welcome sign cut apart. And then on this inside flap, we're using a sheet out of the 6x6 pack. And then we're going to put a pocket across the bottom with a pair of boots out of the cut aparts. And then we are going to take this cute little gray floral square piece of the cut aparts. And then I'm using a piece of scrap for the back piece. And then one of the cards that you will cut out, and then any scrap that you have of your choosing onto the back side. This will have a magnet on it to go here. And let's go ahead and let's get things attached. Now I have already laid my tape on the flaps. So I am going to center this as best I can. We don't have a lot of 8x8 or 12x12s, so we're going to be dipping into the 6x6 sheets for a little bit to finish making this album. And yes, if you've been following along, I got my new tips. So I'm very happy about that. So I'm hoping not to have any major blowouts here. And then any scrap that you see fit. And I just realized something. So give me 2 shakes here to correct myself. This piece of cardstock measures at 3 3/8, scoring at a half by 3 1/4, and then you will cut to fit this one, and then this should be just about the measurement that would fit. This piece over here is going to measure at 5 1/2 with a 1/2 inch score line by 3 3/8. Now this is where the magnet is going to go, is on this piece, but it will go on the larger left side panel before we put our papers down. So this piece is going to kind of center here to here as best as possible. Now I do want to double check something here real quick, because I didn't think I was, yeah, it is what it is. I have more room up here than down here, and I'm not going to worry about it. That would mean these would be off. Okay, let's come right up here to this score line. All right, now we're going to use a small magnet. I've already placed mine on this flap, so I just need to let it flop over. I'm going to pull that, slide it off so that the magnets don't tear each other apart there. This card is going to go on the front, so this wood paneled piece is going to go here on the back side. And then we're going to just set that down in there. And then I'm going to put this front panel on. Okay, and now this is going to go on the back side. The reverse of this is this side, and this is and this side is what we're going to put on the front here. So it doesn't matter which one you use, you're going to put one of them onto the back side. And we're just going to tuck that right in there, staying off the score line. Oh, I did put it on right side up. And this has a magnet, so I am going to use tape to adhere it. And I realize I forgot to give you this measurement again. So hang tight for just a second. It's got a 1/2 inch score line, and it's just a tad bit bigger than the card. So this is going to measure at roughly 6 3/8 by 5 7/8 with a 1/2 inch score line. And then this is going to go over the top. Okay, so I have to laugh. I just caught myself talking to myself. What a funny girl. Okay, and that's going to go over that. That kind of helps, that magnet kind of helps keep those down a little bit. All right, now over here, your left side panel will measure 5 7/8 by 8 inches. And I cut this at 5 1/8 across, and you'll just simply cut it to about 7 7/8 on your height. This panel, you will cut it at 3 1/2, and you will score it at 1/2, and it's the same height. So I am going to get this wrapped up in here. Now, if this is your first album with me, when you're placing these in here, you want to put this just in front of that score line, that 1/2-inch score line, and then press it over. Now, hopefully, all perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same with this side. I'm going to put it right in front of that 1/2-inch score line. And then just push this over. I'm going to push back against that 5/8 score line so that I can reinforce its crease. And I'm going to push back on this one as well to reinforce the crease. Okay. This is such a pretty pattern here. Bring this to me a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now this one I will tape down. And then I'll take this out, and then I can place this. Now I noticed I had a little bit of overhang on the tape. So I'm just going to roll it under with my finger. It's not worth trying to trim it off. And it looks like I did it again on this piece. Okay, so now I cut this out of the 6x6 cut-aparts. I placed my magnet here. I'm going to let it find the other one. And then I'm going to tape this down over the magnet, and then I will glue it in place. That really makes no sense, honestly, because if I'm going to tape one half, I should tape the other. That was really kind of a silly thing. Okay, so I want to tape from about here down. Okay, I'm gonna let it find its place here and see if I can't pick this up to measure where the, oh, that's not gonna work, is it? Ah! Let go. I might be okay. It really depends on how wiggly my fingers were when I was putting this on. So let's see. I just won't put it down very tight. Oh, good job. All right. All right, now on the inside, I cut this piece. This is from a by 12. Excuse me. It's a base I'm cutting for the next page, so we have this little extra left over. So I'm going to use this piece to cover this panel. And then in your 6x6, I have this piece, and I've got it all cut and ready to go. And I'm just going to set it right down here on the bottom. Now this inside panel, because we are going to run short on a lot of the 12x12s and the 8x8s, we will be using 6x6s, and when we do, we will be making pockets on those pages because we kind of want to hide this, okay? So this came out of the 6x6. And you'll leave it at 6 inches on one length, and then you will cut it to fit your flap here so that you have it right along this score line, and then just a little bit of your this is embarrassing. Your cardstock. Goodness sakes. I guess I'm concentrating too hard. So I'm going to put some tape. This pocket is the width of your page. So measuring from this score line out, it measured in at just a hair under 5 1/4. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4/16 or thereabouts by 2 inches. And I will line it up next to that score line, and then I'll come out to the edge. Pencil mark. And then I cut this to fit. I just want a little bit of brown cardstock showing. Set that in place. And then we will glue the boots. Also known as wellies, I do believe. They're so cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our tape onto the back side so we can get it into the album. Okay, I gotta put this back on my finger. And then I will use 3/8, putting a couple of strips here and down the middle. Burnish really good, get the air bubbles out, and the tape really down. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's put this in on this side. Now, I turn this way so that I can see how I'm laying this. I want to take this gusset and I want to come up as close to the edge as I can, and then make sure I've got it going straight and not at an angle as I lay this down. Great journaling page. You could put a photo in here and then journal the story, or put the photo here, journal the story, but there's lots of ways that you can work with that base page. Now, I had to kind of squish my gusset right there to get into that tape. So when I go to press this down, I want to make sure that my gusset is flat and not folded over. Okay. So there you have it. That is page 2. We will see you back here for page 3.